What's up, guys? Steve, otherwise known as Tristed Trooper, New York Savage Beast, UFML. Coming to you live today from New York City, the Mecca of Paintball. With me today, I have Ed Hoyer from Ice 9LZ. Say what's up, Ed.
What's up?
I also have with me, again, you guys should already know who he is. Needs no introduction. Magfed from MISFIT Militia. Say what's up, G.
I don't know what it is. What time it is.
And today we're going to give you a special treat. We're going to bring you live from the West Coast, the Commissioner, the one, the only, the creator of the UFML, Chung. Otherwise known as his real name.
How's everyone doing? How's it going? I prefer Chung, so let's keep it government out of it. Let's keep it as Chung.
Alright, so Ed is kind of excited because we doing the podcast. I'm excited myself, and so I did the podcast yesterday. I tripped on my feet. I'm gonna let Ed run with this one, and I'm just gonna back him up on it.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Happy to see all you guys. I can't wait to go out there and play again. Isaac, you have an event coming up. We finally got the cousins to give us an event in New Jersey. Let's start with what is the event, what's it about, and more information in details of what the players will be playing.
So the event coming up is our Fury launch, which is our version of a meetup. But for the first Fury games that we're going to be hosting out in the East Coast, we're going to be incorporating some of the tournament settings to it for the second half of the evening at least, so players and teams can get to know what we're going to bring in the future, or the very near future actually, when it comes to the actual tournament game style of play that we like to do at the UFML. And we're talking about Theory Games at Cousins, which is going to be launching in about 10 days from now.
So, you're talking about tournaments, and this is going to be a common thing. Is it going to be like a monthly event, or is it going to be like a yearly event?
So the idea is to do similar to what I got going on in other areas, which is the Fury game is more of a meetup. It's where players could recruit other future team members, or players that don't have teams could form their own teams with players that they like playing with. And, you get to see different styles of it. The way I usually hold Fury games are monthly or bi-monthly. It depends on the park and the area. But we usually try to keep it within the same two parts. That way players can get to know how it goes. As far as the tournaments go, we usually run about 4 tournaments a year, every 3 months or so. That way it gives the teams a chance to, sharpen their skills and, get finances together, because when it comes to the tournament, just like when you look at the NXL or anything else, it's going to cost you a little bit more than your average scenario or your average meetup, because now you're talking about getting reimbursement as far as whether it's championship rings, championship trophies, or cash back. So, all the difference has to be made up, as opposed to a meetup where we keep the cost as low as possible. As long as we pull out enough money to tip the refs. Other than that, it's all about the community.
And what type of format? I mean, we're looking at Magfed is a creature unto itself, and you have a lot of guys that are hardcore. I myself consider myself semi-hardcore, I guess.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm having trouble, or I'm glitching out.
That probably more than likely is your connection.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
I hear you in my garage. I'm away from my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
When it comes to the format, the Fury Games formats are balls to the walls, anything goes. At the park lets us run explosives, whatever it may be. It's where you get to pull out all your toys and all the stops and have all the fun you want. When it comes to the tournament settings, we run it differently. We have divisions, but right now the divisions aren't necessarily determining if it's pro or semi-pro, because, as you said, we're still a growing community. But our divisions run more of a single-man division. You have a 3-man division and 5-man division. And that's where players will sign up, and you'll just play specifically on that division. We encourage players to try to stick to one division. A lot of players like to play in the 3-man or 5-man, and that's just because a lot of the games will be overlapping, and we don't want players to have to forfeit because they're scheduled to play somewhere else at that time or something like that. But the thing that we play is very similar to the NXL. It's all about speed. It's all about aggression. It's not about camping and sitting back. It's not about holding down a hard point. It's not about holding down a flag for X amount of time. It's about seeing how many kills and resets you can get in an X amount of time. So, right now we currently run 8 minutes, for example. So in those 8 minutes, you'll have the 2 teams start off on opposite sides, just like the NXL. And when the whistle blows, eliminate players. Once you eliminate players, you get to the other side, ring the bell, reset, go again. But meanwhile, those 8 minutes are continuous. So, you could play 1 game in those 8 minutes. You could play 6 games in those 8 minutes. It all depends on how aggressive you are and how quick you are at resetting as well. But it's very, very tiring, as players will get to know over the next few games.
Now, real quick, because we only have an hour of play, and I want to make sure that we get all the questions out there. And so let me just make sure that everyone knows, and if there is any questions in the future, let's try to make it as quickly and sum it up as quickly as possible. Now, what would you say, Isaac? Actually, you know what? This goes to any of you guys. What would you say to a player that has never played MagFed, that wants to experience but is afraid to go do tournaments or to go one of these furries? What would you say to them? How would you get them to come?
Well, I usually do, because, I've actually had that happen, down here in North Carolina, because, we got a huge mixture of, Steel players and MagFed players. What I've been actually doing is, I have a TMC, which is almost like a, the beginner MagFed marker. What I do is, I let them come out. I'm not going to have them shooting first strikes, I if you watch last night, I love my first strikes, but, I'll run my round ball, and I'll let them get a feeling, going from a speedball marker to a MagFed marker. And a lot of guys realize, oh, wow, I could get longer range, and I can get closer. And so, that's how I've gotten for you guys, go from speedball, come over to MagFed, because they think, oh, always shoot is first strikes, and it's not true.
What about you, Isaac?
I would always encourage a player to come out to the Fury game first, who's transitioning around the wall about a tournament, just because it's a little more, not as competitive. Of course, it's competitive because we're out there shooting each other and trying to get a W, but it's not as competitive because there's nothing really on the line. You're not playing for a ring. You didn't put a couple $100 down to get in. You paid your $40 due or whatever it may be, and you're out on the field shooting. And very similar to Geo, and as we're growing in different areas, we try to provide loaner TMCs. So as we grow more out in New Jersey, we'll be able to get more equipment and encourage players to come out. No cost to them besides the entry, and they'll get a feel for it, like Geo said.
And what about you, Steve?
Well, I mean, you actually, that's a good question, because you were actually I was actually with you. We were together. I'm usually kind of shy. I don't really talk too much, in public. And I take out my sniper rifle. I take out my marker. And that's what actually, for me, draws the people. And a lot of questions, oh my God, is that real? No, it's not real. Oh my God, how far do you shoot? And then I kind of lead into it and tell them, listen, MagFed is, it's no different than regular speedball. It's just that the markers are a lot more tactical, and if you want to give it a shot, by all means, it's an evolving sport, and I think you'll actually enjoy it, if not the same. And they usually come out. I let they check out the marker. The sidearm morsel, my secondary, my pistol. They get a kick out of seeing it too. And
it really is eye candy.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's they get a kick out of it, and then it draws them to the event, and or to whatever it is we're doing. And the turnout has been pretty good on that end, but it's kind of hard to explain that to a mom. How do you explain that to a mom? There were moms there like, oh my God, this looks real. Like, oh, but it's not. So, that's the issue that I'm running into. That's a good question you asked, by the way.
Well, the best thing a reason why I asked, because I've been asked myself, and what I would usually say to a player, especially if they're into speedball, and I sit there and I say these exact words. Now, how much money do you spend at a speedball field? How much paint do you use? And then they sit there and they say, I probably go like 2 cases a day, maybe even more, depending on how busy it is. And I would say, okay. Now, when you play MagFed, there is a difference, but it's realistically the markers is the difference. If you play speedball, which I have, and if you play MagFed, which I have, only thing I see difference is not only just one that shoots first strikes and the other ones just shoot only round balls, but they're both tactical. I don't know who said this in your last chat, but they stated that it wasn't really tactical. It is. It is a tactical game. It's just different tactics. When it comes to speedball, it's mostly aggression and dumping paint. Sometimes you're even shooting over bunkers because you got teammates telling you they're at the corner pocket and you might not see it, but you can definitely hit them. I've gotten so many outs shooting over bunkers just because other teammates, which I believe it was you, Gio, that was a speedball? Who was the speedballer from the other event? The other chat? Was that Green Eye?
That was Green Eyes. Yeah, I think we
Okay.
had a couple. We had a couple of.
So when he stated like it's not really it is, because you have other players telling you, oh, there's a guy in the corner and you can't see them, but you can reach it. You'll shoot blanks over there and you end up getting outs. That's a tactic. No matter which way you look at it, that is a tactic. Now, when I tell these kids that, I say it's the same tactic, but this time you're counting your shots. You have every shot counts. You're not dumping paint unless you have a box med, but you only have one box med. So when you're out there in the fields playing, you might be lucky. There's some fields that allow you to have one pod with the box mag, but majority of them only allows you to have one box mag. You're not going to waste that paint. So you're saving money on top of it. You're enjoying the tactics. It's the same gameplay, same tactics, but less paint. So you get to go out there, you enjoy something that you love playing. You get a gun that you actually, like I stated, an eye candy. And forgive me if I'm using the G word. I was told not to use that. I'm sorry. But the markers are more Call of Duty-like, is what the kids call it. Or whatever video games you like to call it. It's more realistic, but it's not real. What I told parents when they confronted me, like I had a player in mind, he was very young, and his parents was a little concerning with the gun, and I stated that the guns are look the way they do, or correction, sorry, I keep saying it. Markers look the way they do because of it's eye candy. People see it, they think it's cool, and they play it. But these eye candies aren't going to hurt anybody that kills somebody. No. These eye candies are to play at a field, to enjoy the game. The life of paintball is always been a family oriented thing, and it's usually most of the times friends going out together and they bond and they communicate and they work as a team, and the next thing you know they become a team, and then it just grows from there. Am I right or wrong, guys?
No, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
But like you said, the guns look different, but at the end of the day, they shoot the same paint. And
No
they're all
word.
for the part.
Let me.
I mean, the markers look different. My bad.
Let me.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm having right now.
Let me ask you a question. A lot of how do I word this correctly? A lot of individuals have reached out to me and they're like, said, when I say like in the last 24 hours, why should I choose to go to your event as opposed to going to another event or that event or this event?
It's easy.
Well, I wanted to get everybody's answer on this, because even though the answer is pretty much going to be the same, you're going to hear different explanations. So I'd rather have everybody's input and explanation on that, and that, because it's going to quell a lot of questions that are up there right now. So
that's right.
The creator of the UMFL, I'll give you the, Chung, I'll give you the first crack at it, and then follow through with Ed and Gio, and I'll close it out.
I mean, ideally is I encourage everybody to always try different promoters, different events, different groups, and ideally groups check calendars and we don't overlap each other, and if we accidentally do, we move dates like we had to do for our Fury game. But sometimes dates collide, and some promoters don't want to work with others, and due to that, you feel like you have to pull someone from another game, and it should never feel like that. But really, when it comes down to it, and I have to encourage someone to pick between two games, is I'm always going to, of course, side with UMFL, because, hey, we're UMFL. But I always tell players, when you come out to a UMFL game, you get the true experience, the different experience, because when you're there, you can tell we're not there for finances. We're not there to try to see how much money we could pull off you here or there. Whatever the park has to charge is what we charge. The price is usually determined by the park. We're just there to provide an experience and an amazing event that's built for the community. So we make sure, whether it's a meetup or a scenario or a tournament, whatever it may be, it's all formatted for the community, by the community. As you guys know, UMFL started in California, but we can't grow or expand without the help of other teams. And those teams and players eventually, help develop the UMFL and create a committee or a board member group, which is what helps us determine what's favorable in that area. So our games are different everywhere you go because they're geared towards the specific area, the specific player type in that arena or in that city or in that state or in that demographic. So when it comes down to it, it's all about the experience. So once you go down to anybody else, I hear it a lot. Games change. This became about the money. It becomes about this. A lot of games get stopped, especially when certain promoters are playing their own games. If things aren't going their way, they stop games, they change rules, and that never happens. We have a set rule, and it goes that way. If my UMFL agents are losing, it don't matter. We're not going to stop a game. We're not going to change a rule. We're not going to do anything because we're there to play. We're not there to make ourselves as UMFL look like the best players out there, because we know at the end of the day, there's usually someone better, and you're not going to get better unless you play against them. So we encourage everyone to come out because it's geared specifically towards what you guys want. And the best way to find out is you come out to the first one, we listen to your feedback, and when you come out to the second one, you see the significant difference. Unlike with other groups, that it's always whatever they want and what works for them.
Ed?
Couldn't even say it any better than that. The only thing that I would state that the best thing about paintball, you get to try out different locations, different scenario games in different places. I've played in many places. My favorite one that to this day I would love to make an event with Magfed Legions is the MIR in New Jersey, in the military base. That was phenomenal, and it really was like best 2-day event ever. But
I think they actually really might be shutting that down. Actually, I heard
they did already. That field got sold. So unfortunately, yeah, it's no longer available. But what I would say to a player that said that to me, I would say, well, you got this. You got a game that's set and that's ready to go, and they're not going to change it for no one, to a game that's trying to grow and make it best for you. Not only will you be able to experience an event and have fun, but we grow it towards your expectations that you want in an event. Now, this one's some things that you see on events. You'll see tanks, tanks, sometimes Humvees, and that's about it. Don't really experience it too much. Just wooden, most likely out of a go-kart or a golf cart tank, or if you're lucky with that guys that have owned the Humvee, you actually see an actual military Humvee, which I was lucky to shoot out of once, which was awesome. But we also are building extra equipments that you wouldn't see in other events. Like you won't see my guys' RC bombs out there, which we're making a second one, and you won't see Master Chief out there shooting up with you. You are not going to see two Master Chiefs out there. That will only be for United Magfed Legions. You're not going to see. We're working on drones. We're working on things that you will only see with us. But you would have to come and show us what you want, and we'll work to our best to make it happen. As long as it doesn't break any rules of the field, and we get the okay, we'll make it happen. We'll, at bare minimum, we'll do our very best. That I can promise.
True.
G.
I agree with both of them. I've been to UMFL events, down here yet, because you two don't know, but there's something that me and Isaac been hiding from y'all. I have gotten in touch with the new owner and the vice president of Rockingham Raceway. It is the oldest track in the United States.
Just a small little 100+ acres.
Yeah, it's going to be the biggest field in North Carolina. We are allowed to use the entire facility. So myself and Isaac have gotten in touch with the VP. He's been having stuff going on, but I'm gonna get my Mr. Militia guys there. We're gonna start working on it. We are planning a paintball palooza at the track next year. We are getting to use the entire track. This has been kept on the low, but I want to get the UMFL out there. I want to get North Carolina on the map. That's my goal. I got my name out there. I got the MISFIT Militia team name out there, from up north. So this is my next plan. I am working with Command Decisions, our home field. There is new management, so I was trying to get an event there, but we're rebuilding the field. As soon as this fell in my hand, because Vice President is a Army veteran as well as myself, he is 100% on. I'm working on building. I gotta go through his scrapyard, and he's got a whole bunch of stuff in the scrapyard that we have to use. I gotta get clientele. I gotta get players start showing up, so then more money opens up to the track. But he is 100% on with the UMFL. He's absolutely excited. So I know Isaac's trying to get down here in North Carolina. So yes, sir.
Well,
So
Isaac goes down there. He's gonna die at Command Decisions. He's just going to.
No, I'm not taking Command. We're going to Rockingham, so we can start planning out. Because they don't have much. They have old NASCAR stuff. Cinder blocks. He's got a small field built out of big cans, and it's mainly for kids. So
Pretty much, we're determining the field layout. We have
It's going to be over. They have easily 1,000 acres of about 700-800 acres of land.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be a pretty good kickoff to do a UMFL event on there.
No, yeah. So we're a little slow to start than planned, but when we launch over there, we're going to launch huge. And when he says Paintball Palooza, we're planning concerts and scenarios, plus lawns and tournaments all going on at the same time on this huge field. Plus, people driving around the racetracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did get permission to. We do have permission to use, the practice track that they have and the main track. We're not allowed to do any game playing on the main track because they want to keep that looking decent. But we're allowed to use it for vendors. Want to have rides or something going on. We full green light. So that's something.
The inner side of the track is pretty much what we will be able to use. Am I correct?
We're using the entire facility.
Like buildings?
building. They have
Okay,
a
now we're talking.
they do have a CQ building that we're going to be using. They have a little wooded area, and then they have this one area. It's about 1,800 square feet. I want to build a cat. I told him once he gets more funds, I'd love to build a huge. You all seen Shawshank Redemption, correct?
Yeah,
I
Repeat
want to
that.
build a prison like.
I have.
You
That's what
glitched
I
out.
want.
I didn't hear it.
The movie Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yes.
I want to build a huge castle-like setting in that huge, wide open area.
The one thing that I know that every player tells me, and it's just all the same thing, Speedball or Magfed, they all want to play a close combat when it comes to clearing rooms. They love that.
We're working on
We all love that. And yes,
That's what I'm working on down here.
I
Also at command.
I have a little something to tell you with regards to something like that.
You're moving down here.
No. I have been in contact with the company. It's a close quarter combat company that teaches rifle movement utilizing rifles. Something like what someone else has done previously this year in New Jersey. But this is an actual field but I've been working with to see if we can do something like this. And the instructors, not only will they allow you to come and, you know, with your markers, but the instructors will show you techniques, teach you actual techniques, taking a knee when you are in the process of reloading from a standing position, and so forth and so forth. So these are some things that I have been working on, that I have reached out. This is actually military training and tactics utilizing a long barrel marker.
Is it the same place though?
No.
Or is it a different location?
No, this place is a different location. This place actually, it is located in, well, it is in New Jersey, but it's not the same place. It's located in Middlesex, New Jersey.
So as all the viewers and listeners could see, UMFL and UMFL directors and committee is constantly working on trying to bring new stuff, develop new things, work with new fields for everybody out there. And that goes back to the question of why I would always encourage someone to come to a UMFL event over a set stone event that would never change.
Exactly, and then that's the best thing about us, is because we're all in different locations. We're all working with different fields and trying to grow. We want the same that everybody else wants, and we want an event that's unique but exciting. The best way I can put it.
Exactly.
Because it like at Cousins' big game, they're the ones that pop out with the helicopters, and you'll see Punisher's tank out there. You'll see Humvees. Those type of experience, you don't experience on an everyday open field. You'll never experience that. You would have to come to one of their big games to experience that. And every time someone goes, I've invited many people for the first time, and they get sucked in. And it's automatic glue right there from that day on.
Well, and that's what the idea is when people check out our events, whether it's a walk-on, a sleeper cell, or a tournament, or a night ops, or whatever it may be. The experience that they'll have will be unlike any other, and they'll just encourage others to come.
Well, you guys, we have in 20 seconds, I'm going to give everybody 20 seconds to promote or say what they want to say with regards to any events that you have coming up. I know you have a couple of them coming up, Chung. Ed, I'm not sure if you have any, or by all means. And I know you definitely have, Gio, because if I need to go to a game and I don't know what game to go to, I get a hold of Gio, and he's, yeah, over here. Yeah. He is the walking thesaurus of events.
Maybe if I didn't have so many expos this summer, I would have been at so many, because Gio's invited me to a new one every weekend.
That's my point. It's with Gio. I can ask him, G, how many games you have in your head? Oh yeah, here, this one, that one, that one, that one. So when we get to him, I got to limit to 20 seconds because he'll just give you like a whole 90 minutes of this event and that event and this event. And so with that being said, Chung, you have it.
All right. Well, UMFL, we got a few different events coming up in different areas. Southern California, we have another night ops coming up on the 19th of September. We're also launching a Magfed tournament in Mexico and Baja California. So UMFL Mexico is official and launched already. That's going to be October 24th. We're also doing another tournament in California. I think it's going to be in the Central. I've got to double check. And that's going to be October 10th. As everybody knows and we talked about, and I know most listeners on this are probably based on the East Coast. We encourage you guys to come and check us out at Jersey for Magfed Fury, and that's going to be not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday, the 29th. Go out there, shoot some paint, tell us what you think, and tell us what you'd like to see so we could continue to grow. But always check us out. Follow us on YouTube. Check out our website. Not YouTube, I mean Instagram. Check out our website because we're constantly posting new cities and new events. Thanks to players like you guys who believe in us and want to help us grow in different areas. And you know, if it wasn't for the players, we wouldn't be able to grow. That's why I said a UMFL event as a player event.
So why don't you go ahead and give them your the link for the UMFL and a link for the event if you know it by chance, or if not, we can put it up on the comments.
I'll put it up on the comments, but definitely if you're on Instagram, just UnitedMagfed League or UMFL will pop up. You'll see I post all our events on there, and then www.unitedmagfed.com. That's the best place to go for info and for all our events. Because even if we're not selling directly the tickets to the event, we provide the link for the park so you can get the tickets for the event with them. So that's always a good way to stay on top of things and to communicate with us directly.
All right, cool. Ed?
I have to stick with the first Fury that we're having in New Jersey. Definitely come up. I'm getting as many photographers out there as I can. Take as many pictures. So if you want to look all army-like, that will be the day to come. We are taking lots of pictures that day. It will be used for future events, so you will probably see yourself in future events. Advertisement. After that, I must say, and I hope to see all you guys there, would be the Cousins Paintball Big Game. This will be the last time we have it at this location. It is the last bang. It is a 2-day event. I will be there for both days. And Sunday will be the day for the last time for the helicopter, as long as it's not like, you know, bad weather. But it's a definitely must come. I wouldn't miss it for the world, and I'm sure if you guys come, you'll understand why. After that, I would have to say the November, but that's a little further down. I'll be posting about any events that we go. I always post. And I always give links, so as long as you follow Ice90Z, you will know of any events that are in this area.
Cool. And Mr. Gio.
All right, I know I mentioned last night, September 18th, we have a charity game down here. One of our fellow North Carolina ballers is sadly dying from liver cancer. So we are getting together. All proceeds are going to his hospital bills and other future expenses. This is going to be at Lake Norman Paintball in Iron Station, North Carolina. And then November 7th to the 9th, the biggest game of the year down here, Fold Again. We're on our 15th year anniversary. This will be my second time playing it. Actually, no, third time. I took part of Fold Aftermath last year, you know, with all this COVID crap that was going on. We continued to have it last year. So this will actually be my second time at this big event. Steve came down for Battle Heartbreak Ridge. It is a test of the physical body. It's going to be a crazy event. Is it open call? Yes, Magfed.
We're losing you, Gio.
So you guys are calling it. Get signed up. Registration will be closing once we hit 1,500 people. September, I don't have a date. We have Mission Masters at Black Ops Paintball in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Reservations are open now for that. If you're going, go blue. Fold the gap, go red if you want to join the MISFIT Militia. We will be rocking Warsaw this year. And that win from last year, sadly we lost last year. If you're in North Carolina and you're not on team, I'm always looking for new guys. Don't matter, if you're new to the sport or not. I'm willing to train you. I am an Army veteran, so I'm willing to teach you different tactics. Show you how to hold a Magfed marker if you need to. And lastly, super game this weekend. I better see y'all there.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say the same thing though, because I'm definitely looking for players. Anybody that's interesting, Steve, you seen my drills. I always train guys that have never played. I have no problem training. Definitely look me up if you're from Long Island, New York, or New Jersey.
Cool.
And what UMFL is always looking for teams to help us represent different areas, help us grow. We try to give back to the teams when we can and help with sponsorships or whatever we can. So, if you're interested in being a UMFL team, getting your logo up on our site and helping us grow or working with us, feel free to reach out.
All right. Well, there you have it. There you have it, guys. Director, Commissioner, and the creator of the UMFL. Director of Events and Coordination, Ed Hoya. Director of North Carolina Southeast Corridor, Gio Magfed. And you have myself in the Northeast Corridor. Guys, I can't tell you enough. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out on the show today. Getting the word out. It's anything that you guys are more than welcome to come onto the show anytime, any day, any minute. Just hit me up and definitely be up there. And for the viewers out there, please remember to like and subscribe, comment. Just click like, click subscribe, and comment. And let's continue to support. This is for us, by us, basically. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Chung, Ed, Gio, who is always busy doing something in his garage. That man is never
Background right now.
Yeah, that man is never. Oh God. Anyway, guys, with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you to the audience, and catch you on the next one.
See you guys later.
Later, y'all. I'm organizing my first strikes because we are having a charity event, Santa's vs. Grinch, and Felipe is looking like he's going to be General Santa. So,
General Santa?
You have General Grinch and General Santa. So, I got all these nice green first strikes. So, I'm organizing them into the Christmas party.